Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the regular meeting of the Irving City Council for May 1st, 2025. It's a pleasure to have each and every one of you with us this evening. Shanae, do we have any service announcements?
Yes, we do. We have one. Haley Patel. And Ms. Patel, you have 3 minutes.
Good evening, Mayor, council members, and residents of Irving. My name is Haley Patel, and I'm honored to stand here before you as a proud citizen of Irving and a volunteer of BAPS Charities. BAPS Charities is a worldwide charitable organization operating in 9 countries and 5 different continents. Each year, over 100,000 dedicated volunteers contribute to more than 12 million hours of selfless service, supporting communities locally and globally. BAPS Charities addresses critical needs in areas such as healthcare, environmental sustainability, disaster relief, and community services. With over 50 years of experience in North America, BAPS Charities is a respected name in the world of nonprofit committed to uplifting individuals, families, and communities. After a 22-year journey of organizing walks across different cities in North Texas and the Dallas Metroplex, benefiting several local nonprofit organizations, we are excited to host our annual BAPS Charities Walk in Frisco for the very first time. This community-driven event will take place at Kaleidoscope Park in Frisco on Sunday, June 1st of 2025. We are proud to announce this year's local beneficiary as the American Legion. The American Legion is the annual U.S. veterans organization with more than 1.6 million members who strengthen the nation through programs, services, and advocacy for those who have served in the U.S. Armed Forces, youth, and communities. We warmly like to invite the mayor, council members, and residents of Irving to save this event on your calendars, as your presence and your support would mean the world to us. By participating, you're not only embracing on a healthier lifestyle, but also joining a community dedicated to the spirit of service and helping others. Your involvement is crucial, and every step you take makes a difference. To learn more about BAPS Charities and register for this event, please visit bapscharities.org/Dallas. On behalf of BAPS Charities, I sincerely thank you for allowing us to share this exciting news with you tonight. Thank you.
Thank you very much. At this time, if you would please stand. The invocation this evening will be given by Pastor Brian Hale of the North Irving Baptist Church.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you, members of the City Council, for continuing this good tradition of involving religious organizations in the work of the city. Will you bow your head as I pray? Dear wise and loving Father, first, let me say thank you on behalf of all who have gathered here today. Thank you for many of the abundant blessings that we have. Thank you for life itself, for the measure of health we need to fulfill our callings, for sustenance and for friendship. Thank you for the ability to be involved in useful work and for the honor of bearing appropriate responsibilities. Thanks as well for the freedom to embrace you or the freedom to reject you. Thank you for the loving that you do for us from your boundless, gracious nature. In the scriptures, you have said that citizens ought to obey the governing authorities, since you have established those very authorities to promote peace and order and justice. Therefore, I pray for our mayor, for the various levels of city officials, and in particular for the assembled council. I am asking tonight for you to graciously give wisdom to govern amid the conflicting interests and issues of our times, a sense of the welfare and true needs of our people, a keen thirst for justice and rightness, confidence in what is good and fitting, the ability to work together in harmony even when there is honest disagreement, personal peace in their lives, and joy in their task. I pray for the agenda set before them today. Please give an assurance of what would please you and what would benefit those who live and work in and around our beloved city of Irving. It is in your most blessed name I pray. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor. If you'd please remain standing, Councilman Taylor will lead us in the pledges.
Yeah, I just want to say that for the last 8 years, I've been able to say the Pledge of Allegiance with this body. It is an honor to be able to do that. Pledge of Allegiance is an oath we take as residents about who we stand for as a country and what that flag means to those who have served and provided us the freedoms to be able to practice justice and liberty for all. So, as my last one, I just want to say thank you to Rick for letting me do that, and thanks for the council for allowing me to do that. So if you would turn, face the flag, repeat after me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. That's up on my last night.
Thank you, Kyle. If I could get the Friends of the Library to join me down here in front, we have a proclamation. Okay. One of the many things that we have in the community to be proud of is our library and the library volunteers that we have. You see a few of them behind me here today. They do an amazing job working with the books that they collect and the sales that they have and everything that they commit, especially at the beginning of the school year when they offer special opportunities for the teachers in the school districts to come in and pick up books at a very reasonable price for their classes during the year. So we're very blessed to have these fine people behind us that work very diligently to make sure that those opportunities are available for people. So we have a proclamation. Whereas the Irving Municipal Library Association was incorporated on September 5th, 1961. And as of February 3rd, 1975, is known as the Friends of the Irving Public Library. And whereas this group of volunteers is dedicated to spreading the love of books and reading throughout Irving by raising funds in support of research, materials, equipment, and library programs and essential events, such as the Summer Reading Challenge and the North Texas Teen Book Festival. The North Texas Teen Festival is recognized across the country, and I'm always amazed whenever we get together and we see 10 to 15,000 kids that are excited to read books in the libraries. They come here and they look for the authors, they stand in line to buy books, and you see kids come together and some pool their money so that they can buy a certain book or stand in line to have an author sign it. That started right here in Irving, and these individuals and their team that are behind me were very instrumental in selling swag and things of that nature to continue to make that program successful. And whereas their work highlights the library as a cornerstone of our community, providing opportunities for everyone to engage in the joy of a lifelong learning and connecting with the thoughts and ideas of others, no matter their age. And whereas well-funded libraries are crucially important to our community, and the Friends advocating for the resources in need to provide a variety of services, including access to print, electronic materials, along with expert assistance in research, readers advisory, and children's services. And whereas the Friends service and commitment to the library sets an example for how volunteerism leads a positive to our civic engagement and the betterment of our community. Now therefore, I, Rick Stouffer, Mayor of the City of Irving, and the Irving City Council do hereby proclaim May 1st, 2025 as Friends of the Irving Public Library Day in Irving, Texas, and congratulations on your 50th anniversary.
We find Irving to be a very fulfilling place to live and work. There are many wonderful nonprofit organizations, and the city supports that. I've been a librarian for most of my educational career, and it's a great honor to be able to see the joy that children enjoy, that seeing teenagers who would rather be reading a book than causing a problem, doing other things. So our city has some wonderful resources, and sometimes we forget they're there. You need to check them out. There are all kinds of things online, and we'll be looking at expanding those services. So we all enjoy, we work every week to keep this going. We have our annual sale that started probably in the 60s, coming up in June. So June 6th, 7th, and the 8th is a long tradition in Irving, and you should come and visit us. We're at 3000 Rock Island Road. If you haven't seen it, you need to come check it. We have a wonderful facility and a lot of support from city that makes all of this possible. Everyone works together, so it's very good. You should be glad you live in Irving. Thank you, Mayor Stouffer.
Thank all of you again for your volunteerism. It really makes a difference, and we're all a beneficiary because of it. The next item on the agenda is the public comments. Sinead, do we have residents who would like to speak to us this evening?
Yes, we do, Mayor. We have 5 public comments. Provide the opportunity to our citizens to address the council on items that are not listed on the regular agenda. The council will listen, but they will not respond as they are restricted from deliberation by the Texas Open Meeting Act. While the mayor and council may not respond, you are welcome to contact them directly. Their phone numbers and emails are listed on the website, and a meeting can be requested. If your comments require a response, the follow-up team will be handled by the communications team. Each speaker will be limited to 3 minutes. I will let you know when 1 minute is left. Please state your name and address prior to your comments, and a professional presentation is requested. Any handouts you wish to provide to the council members should be given to the police officers on either side of the chambers. Please do not approach the dais. Our first speaker is Fred Reyes, followed by Laura Anderson.
Hello, gentlemen and ladies. This is my first time here, and I'm just coming here for an incident that happened on,
State your name and address.
my name is Fred Reyes, and I live in 1220 Elwood Road here in Irving.
Thank you, sir.
And I'm just calling due to that incident. I've already went to the claims, and I talked to them and all, and then they said they're not going to be able to help me, so they brought me back to Irving. So today, I talked to the gentleman, and they're basically saying, an incident that happened with my vehicle with a pothole, and it damaged some parts of my truck, of my vehicle. It's a Nissan. And the thing is that I went to go get some, how much the cost and all that, just to have everything ready here. But the thing is, they're saying that they're not going to be able to help me with this. And actually, I had realized that when I had gave the incident for the 22nd of last month, About 2 days later, they had already taken care of that problem. But I've got pictures of it, and I don't know if it's well to show them. I've never been here, but I was told that I can show
Yeah,
them.
you can put them on the flat surface down there, and that way the council can see it.
This is actually the area. It's a little ways from there. This is where it done. They had already fixed it once, but apparently it dipped. And you can see right here where it just dips. And I just kind of took pictures of it, and you can just, I don't know if you can see the crease of the street right here. And there's just, I didn't know what else to do. You can see that hump right there. That's where it hit. And the thing is that,
1 minute.
and then the thing is that it messed my front end lining, and it broke apart inside. The impact was so hard that it even broke those pieces. This goes on top of the visor of the car. And this is how my car looks right now, my vehicle. But I didn't know what else, but I just took what I thought was right. This is the pieces that broke right there. So, and I have the how much it costs, the cost of the damage and all. And apparently that said that I'd have to get an attorney. And I was just saying, well, it just don't make sense, this being my home. I've been living here for 24 years, and I consider this my home. And how is it that this would happen to me? And I just didn't feel right. Well, thank you, and y'all have a blessed afternoon.
Thank you. Laura Anderson, followed by Jefferson Braga.
The city manager, please.
Thank you, Ruby. Here.
Do you all have one? Yes. Okay. Shanae, I'm ready when you are. Thank you, ma'am. My name's Laura Anderson, 3728 Pocatello Street in Irving, Texas. Today marks a significant day in Irving history because 1 year ago today, the police chief instituted an unlawful police policy which violates 1517 of the Code of Criminal Procedure, which states that you must bring the arrested before a magistrate without unnecessary delay. Before May 1st, 2024, everyone arrested and placed in Irving Temporary Holding Facility was seen by the magistrate on the next docket because the new policy prohibits the detention officers from bringing anyone charged with the Dallas County charge before the magistrate and instead requires holding those arrested without the ability to bail until they are transferred to Dallas County, thereby causing an unnecessary delay. Because of this unlawful policy, since May 1st, 2024, thousands of people are needlessly being transferred and booked into the Dallas County Jail, creating an overwhelming burden on Dallas County taxpayers and citizens of Irving. I can't explain the total devastation of this unlawful policy has inflicted in 3 minutes, but I will tell you the worst consequence of this policy occurred on March 10, 2025, at 4:25 a.m., a 32-year-old from Irving, a 2010 Nimitz High School graduate, Patrick Jones, was arrested on 2 misdemeanors, and instead of being seen by the magistrate, housed next door later that morning, because of this unlawful policy, was kept in custody in Irving after being arrested and tragically was found unconscious more than 24 hours later the following morning on March 11th. His autopsy is still pending. Patrick's mother, also a Nimitz graduate, and I have 18 mutual Facebook friends, including you, Mayor, and yet she will spend this Mother's Day without her son. Could seeing a magistrate the morning of March 10th saved his life? We will never know, but I am again begging you to stop this unlawful practice and restore justice in Irving, Texas. It is not the first time I've requested that this policy be stopped. The first time was a year ago on Mother's Day when I wrote an email to the police chief and the city attorney when a woman was held in the Irving jail for over 48 hours without the ability to bail on a possession of marijuana charge. When I explained to them that they were violating the law, they held a meeting later that week with the city manager, and I believe that is why Judge Adams and I were not reappointed. I've done everything within my power to convince you to discontinue this unlawful practice. I want the opportunity to solve this crisis and restore justice in Irving, Texas. I'm asking you, Mayor and City Council, to please investigate not only the unlawful policy, but the unlawful judicial selection process that removed Judge Adams and I, with 53 years of legal experience and dedication to the city of Irving, simply because I told the police chief he was breaking the law. It is never too late to do the right thing. I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.
Thank you, Laura. Jefferson Braga, followed by Sharon Barbosa Crane.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I have this little leaflet, but it doesn't have so much in it in terms of pertaining. But I have a little. I want to bring to everybody's attention, the big split, right? In the city, the main thing coming up for election is around what to do with this land, what's not to do. And I just feel like there's so much potential and so much more we can do, especially considering so many things that other cities are providing. Grand Prairie is having a major revamp, as we can all see. Frisco is having Universal Studios come in. To, different places are having different things, and we have a choice, right? We can either bring in a resort and a casino potentially that eventually gets put in 5 years, 10 years down the line, or a prison is like the other conversation. All of it looking down at a bottom line or the money side of it. Anytime anything else is presented, the question is, where's the money? What's the money? Where's the big money coming in? And I feel like that between all this, we could collaborate with all the communities, all the churches, all the different schools and what they want, and come up with something that's even better. I've come before you guys a few times, talked around trees, talked around gardening and community gardens. That's my passion. I enjoy seeding and planting things and things like that. I even had a bag of seed. I felt a little shy to bring it up, but if anybody wants some seeds, please come back and grab some from me. That's what I'm dishing out this week. And I feel like this massive lot could be brought into something greater, and everybody could partake, right? Where everybody could invest. 12 churches, 12 different denominations, creating 12 mega structures where people can worship in the middle of the DFW, where they could have gardens and facilitate learning that goes back to their churches and their denominations back throughout the mid-cities and throughout the DFW. There's also so much learning and so much available through the colleges and other schools that would be able to present their extensions there as well and cultivate something totally different. Something that's missing from the DFW is the Dallas Farmers Market. If anybody's aware and anybody's gone down for the past 10 years, this is a big gap within the Dallas and this
1 minute
metroplex.
left.
And one thing that could be solved is you have all 12 churches basically funneling out a market and hosting things once a week. Massive sheds that could, also have, resorts, a small resort attached to it that's, 30 acres out of the 101,000, right? And these are kind of solutions that are available to us. I think if there's a bigger discussion and a bigger wraparound as to what we can provide and extend it over into the other the communities themselves and the parks, layering parks with orchards. Every 100 trees is around 5,000 to 15,000 pounds of fruit. That's not nothing, and that's a big expense that we're having right now is just around our food and the issues with our food. The pollution is an issue, and the trees and the planting is a way to solve it, but it's a new skill that we'd have to develop as a city, and it's new jobs, and it's a lot of new good things. So I hope you guys consider it, and I'm happy to talk and have coffee over at any time. You guys can visit the farm even, all right? I'm on Etain Road off of Shady Grove. Thank you.
Thank you. Sharon Barbosa Crane, followed by Susan Motley.
Good evening, Mayor and Council, Manager and staff. Sharon Barbosa Crane, 2608 Allenadale. I'm coming here this evening to tell you thank you for a couple of things. A few weeks ago, just before Easter, we held what we've come to call Holy Week services at noon in Heritage Park. And this is the fourth time we've done this. 3 years ago, we started this endeavor, and I want to thank several people. If I thanked everybody responsible for this, that you wouldn't have another item on your agenda for this evening. We could all just go home. But I do want to say thank you, first collectively to you, the council, and the administration, and our city organization for the sensitivity and the thoughtfulness with which you approach the great religions that are represented here in the city of Irving, the respect that you show, and even the celebration that you provide for all of our religions, and the way that we all go about making ourselves known to you and making our religions known to the community, and celebrating and commemorating those things that are important to each religion. And of course, in Christianity, Easter is one of the two pivotal holidays, if you will, or more commemorative days. And so we thank you for Holy Week. And I want to tell you who our committee is and thank some special people, especially here on this item. Our committee has consisted of these past 3 years of Jimmy Ballou, the Reverend John Ketchersid, Oscar Ward, Jan Hart, the Reverend Dennis Webb, Laura Anderson, Dwayne Crane, and myself. That's in no particular order. We want to thank, especially this year, we want to thank David Cole for having pizza for us in the Spirit of Unity Church on Wednesday, to David Gutierrez for having tacos for us on Thursday. We want to thank especially, though we had many participants, pastors, the mayor, and the Mayor Pro Tem who came and brought us greetings. We want to especially thank the two performing groups, if you will, the LDS Children's Choir of Irving and Grand Prairie, and the Irving Silvertones, who brought us really special music. It's a special time of the year, and the Parks Department, Joe Moses, Hannah, who took care of getting everything arranged, Sue, who oversaw everything. These things are important. A special thank you to our Deputy City Manager, who helped us to oversee what we were doing. The second thing is Southwest Park Recreation Area. We want to thank you on behalf of the South Irving Task Force and my family. We want to say thank you. We've been wanting something like this. We hope this is a start on some other things that we need in this area of Irving, and we think it's wonderful. We went to the groundbreaking, I beg your pardon, the ribbon cutting the other day. It was such a pleasure to see the things that are out there and to know that they're going to be even more improved. We thank you for this, and once more, we'll thank Joe Moses, because he and the Parks Department did a marvelous job in putting together this concept and then delivering it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Susan Motley.
Mayor, Council, Mr. Hillman, thank you. Susan Motley, 2617 Still Meadow. I'm a 36-year resident and lawyer. I came here about 3 weeks ago to say some of these same things about the ethics code. And so I'm here to sort of update you on where we are in terms of this year's election process and why it is so important to consider revising the ethics code in light of the scorched earth politics that are happening in Irving right now. Now, Mr. Cronenwet and Mr. Lamorges, you two are familiar from your legal backgrounds with that phrase, scorched earth, because you know well that in litigation, it's a disreputable practice. It doesn't further the interests of justice, and scorched earth politics does not further the interests of our city. So I come here again to urge you to make changes to the Irving Ethics Code, and just want to give you a few tidbits of why it's so important right now. A few weeks ago, I mentioned a local PAC that has now spent more than $120,000 in its attempts to control this agenda. I think with one of the candidates' ICTN videos, about 30 seconds in, he's running for the place 2 spot. It's evident that he believes the issue is control of this city council. Another thing has been promoted on social media in terms of some communications by that PAC. Mr. Tansabel's email, I believe he sits on the Irving Convention and Visitors Bureau board. He presented it with a subject line of an epic battle in Irving. This is scorched earth politics at its worst, and we don't need it. It's not helping anyone. One of the things that I'm so concerned about is the level of spending that is now in our city politics. For those of you who have been in Irving for a while, you may remember that I've got the unique history of not winning 2 different races. One, a race for state representative that costs hundreds of thousands of dollars. One in which the PAC members are quick to tell me, you took PAC money, so what makes it so bad? Of course I did. Everyone takes PAC money in a state representative race. It costs hundreds of thousands of dollars, and an average citizen cannot fund it another way. City council races, however, when I ran, I took 0 PAC money. Using the numbers that are on the latest finance reports, if you count places 1, 2, and 7, the projected spending for all races this year will be over $300,000. That's a state rep race. That's not serving Irving, and I encourage all candidates, if you have money left over, give it to Irving Cares, give it to one of our other nonprofits. Use your money to benefit the city. Quit letting these PACs run all over us. Thank you.
Thank you. Mayor, that concludes citizen comment.
Okay. We have no citizen or city operations update, so that'll take us to the consent agenda, which is items 2 through 30. Are there anyone wishing to pull any items? If not, I would entertain a motion.
Motion for approval of the...
We have a motion and a second. Would you please vote? And it passes unanimously. That brings us to our zoning cases. So at this time, if there's anyone wishing to speak for or against any of our zoning cases, if you would please stand and be sworn in by our city secretary, Shanae Jennings.
Please stand and raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that all statements which you will make tonight to the City of Irving, to the City Council of the City of Irving, will be the truth and nothing but the truth? Thank you. You may be seated.
Okay, our first item is 202594 CP, considering an amendment to the comprehensive plan future land use map from business office to community village, 1101 West Royal Lane. Is the applicant with us this evening? Please come forward. Good evening.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. My name is Stephen Frazee. My address is 4890 Alpha Road, Dallas, Texas. I'm the city partner for Morgan Group as the applicant. We have a presentation. Is this the appropriate time to present, to pull it up? Okay. First and foremost, we really appreciate the opportunity to be here in front of you tonight. I would also like to again thank city staff for their collaboration through numerous meetings and thoughtful discussions around this project. Their input made this a better project than where it originally started. On behalf of Piedmont Office Realty Trust, Morgan Group, Kirby Ice House, we are proud to bring you this mixed-use development. This project will be a vibrant extension of Piedmont's 3 office buildings on Connection Drive and will serve as an amenity to the residents and businesses of Irving, increasing weekend traffic to the city. This project will also bring a halo effect that will enhance the surrounding area of this development. I am particularly excited to announce the anchor of the commercial portion of this project will be Kirby Ice House. Russ Morgan, the president of Kirby Ice House, is here tonight and will tell you more about their exciting business. But if you ask anyone that lives in Houston if they know Kirby, you will quickly realize that Kirby is a well-revered and highly successful establishment. Kirby has plans to grow into DFW, and with your approval tonight, Irving will be the first location of Kirby's expansion into DFW. Morgan Group sees this development as a true legacy asset, and as such, we intend to hold this development long-term, underscoring our dedication to ensuring this development's successful integration into the market. Morgan Group is a third-generation family-owned development firm established in 1959 with a local office here in DFW. Morgan is a vertically integrated company encompassing in-house general contracting and property management. This is meant to ensure consistent quality and long-term stewardship of every project that we undertake. While our application, let me go back a slide, maybe. Sorry about that. While our application currently pertains solely to the 10.5-acre tract outlined here, we encourage you and implore you to view this proposal as part of a broader, holistic vision for the area, one that encompasses Piedmont's existing 600,000 square foot office along Connection Drive. As of next year, a full building will become vacant, bringing the occupancy of these buildings to 55% occupied, or 270,000 square feet of available office. That needs to be leased for Piedmont. If constructed today, these buildings would not be developed in their current standalone format, given the evolving market demands. The mixed-use development is designed to provide the critical amenities and walkable environment necessary to support and reinvigorate these existing office buildings, helping them remain competitive and relevant in today's complex office environment. Piedmont is an experienced and well-informed and long-time office owner in Irving. They own 6 large office projects in Irving, totaling around $200 million. When Piedmont originally acquired the site in 2014, they did so with the intent to develop this office as an office asset. Through their diligence, Piedmont determined that development is not suitable at this location due to several key challenges. While I'm happy to explain all the reasons that this is the case, the truth is that if we put more office next to these existing office buildings that need to be leased, it will cannibalize and make this office building obsolete even faster. Piedmont is trying to upgrade these Connection Drive office buildings to bring them up to the evolved standards that are required for office today in order to be successful. In the zoning packet, there is a letter of support from Piedmont to explain why this development is so important to them and their existing assets. We have approached this development with that extension of the Connection Drive office buildings in mind. As shown on the illustrative plan here, the project has been designed with 2 buildings that span 10.5 acres and are integrated together by a promenade down the middle and through thoughtful architecture. The project will be built in a single phase, as mentioned at the work session, and each will be permitted separately. And just to clarify something that was said in the work session regarding timing of the delivery, we are obligated to build Kirby to get the final CO to the multifamily. Additionally, to show our further commitment to bring Kirby Ice House to Irving, we are willing to and open to changing the language in the ordinance to say that the restaurant must have completed foundation prior to the issuance of final certificate of occupancy with the restaurant, to the restaurant must obtain their final certificate of occupancy prior to the issuance of final certificate of occupancy for the mixed-use building. As mentioned, Kirby Ice House will anchor the commercial portion of the development and occupy 24,000 square feet, featuring expansive outdoor patio space that will serve as a central hub and draw traffic to energize this location. The second building will be the mixed-use building on the left that houses 378 residential units integrated with a mix of uses on the ground floor totaling approximately 330,000 square feet. These uses will be strategically located along Royal and the Promenade Street and will include 4,200 square feet of ground floor retail, a 4,200 square foot fitness studio that will be open to the public. And to clarify on the public fitness facility, this is 2.5 times larger than what we would build for a project of this size from the multifamily perspective. Additionally, we'll include 14 live-work units benefiting directly from Kirby Ice House's foot traffic and provide space for small businesses and commercial users. Additionally, we are committed to delivering extensive walking trails as outlined in yellow around the site, which will leverage the creek's frontage and be an additional amenity to the surrounding area. To address the comments in the work session around Royal's capacity and on ingress and egress, Royal is a 6-lane divided road. I may flip to a picture here that we have of the existing. Maybe. So this is the current form of, and there's a couple of other pictures in here that show it, but it's a 6-lane divided road with turn lanes. We reached out to the traffic department to get the current traffic count per day, which is 4,251 vehicles. This is a similarly designed road that is at Beltline up near MacArthur that is carrying 50,000 vehicles per day. So it is well under capacity currently. As you can see here, Kirby Ice House's patio plays a pivotal role in activating this promenade. Its expansive patio space opens directly onto the pedestrian corridor, creating a strong visual and social anchor that energizes foot traffic. The patio is designed not just for Kirby patrons, but to invite movement and flow into the site, supporting adjacent retail and public space. We see the promenade as a very flexible design. It could be temporarily closed to vehicles for public events, allowing for farmers market or other community gatherings that further reinforce this as a civic and social destination. This image highlights the mixed-use plaza out as a backdrop from the Kirby's patio. This space is purposely designed with a higher first-floor heights and a high percentage of ground floor glazing. This will draw people in and create transparency between indoor and outdoor space, encouraging them to walk the length of the promenade and explore what's happening around the site. Here's an evening view of the project just to show you how the project will feel at night. As I mentioned in the beginning, this project will be a vibrant extension of Piedmont's Connection Drive office assets and will serve as an amenity to the residents and businesses of Irving. This project will bring with it a halo effect that will enhance the surrounding area of this development and is consistent with Irving's guidelines in the 161 overlay and community village land use, and we are requesting no variances to that. With that, I'll hand over to Kirby Ice House to tell you a little bit more about their business.
Mr. Fazzi, would you like to take your whole 20 minutes, or do y'all want?
That would be great. I don't think we'll need the full 20 minutes, but if we could combine them right now, we won't need to speak again.
10 and 10. Yeah,
That would be great.
sure.
Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. My name is Russ Morgan, and I'm the president of Kirby Ice House. I appreciate you having me here today. It's always great to be in a room with people who care deeply about their community. And I'd also like to thank the City of Irving staff for their time, collaboration, and thoughtful feedback throughout this process. It's clear how much effort goes into making sure the city continues to grow in the right way, and we're excited about the opportunity to be a part of that story. Who we are. Kirby Ice House started as a passion project between my brother and myself. We had a piece of land in Upper Kirby in Houston and teamed up with a 30-year veteran operator, Danny Evans, to create something that felt different, a place that was clean, safe, and enjoyable for a mature crowd to hang out and feel at home. We realized pretty quickly we were on to something. Almost a decade later, we have 3 successful locations across Houston, with a 4th under construction in the Greater Heights. We've stuck with the same winning formula: oversized indoor and outdoor spaces, fast and professional service, and a laser focus on cleanliness and convenience. We're proud to say we are the cleanest restaurant bar in America, and even prouder to be a place where generations from grandparents to grandkids can gather together. Why Kirby works. What's most special to me is that even though the concept is the same, each Kirby ends up meaning something completely different to every city. One of our landlords said it best in a recommendation letter. He described us as a place that brings a real sense of togetherness to the community. At our Memorial location, we're the spot for corporate events and the go-to place to unwind after work in any industry. In the Woodlands, it's the weekend hangout with big crowds stopping by, whether they live nearby or are just visiting from surrounding towns. And in Upper Kirby, it's where Houston natives and alumni reconnect, where someone always runs into somebody they know. Each location adapts to the neighborhood they're in, and that's by design. We don't try to tell people what Kirby is. We give them a space that's flexible, fun, and easy to enjoy however they want. Whether it's a birthday party, reunion, charity event, work happy hour, or a Sunday afternoon on the patio with your dog, Kirby becomes what the neighborhood needs it to be. That's the goal. We want to be everything to everyone. If you ask 10 people why they go to Kirby, you'll get 7 different answers, and we love that. That's why we call it a neighborhood pearl. How we operate. Each location supports between 60 to 100 employees and partners with local vendors because we allow outside food, which gives guests flexibility and supports nearby small businesses. We regularly host third-party local vendors. One of our favorites is a nonprofit in the city of Houston, Bark, that's a pet adoption center. We'd love to partner with the city of Irving or other nearby organizations, including the vendors across the street at the Live Work units. Our stores, as you can see in the graph, average around $7 million in annual revenue, and all 3 locations consistently rank in the top 20 for alcohol sales across the entire state of Texas, including all restaurants and bars last year. An extremely rare achievement in an industry with over 80,000 restaurants and bars. In fact, there's not a single other multi-unit concept on that list. For context, Irving's Toyota Music Factory, which was mentioned earlier today as a key driver of economic activity in Irving, and excluded from this list due to the fact that they're an event center, generated $6.5 million in alcohol sales last year, which is very impressive, but the average Kirby Ice House outperforms that by a meaningful margin, with our 3 locations averaging between $7 and $8 million annually. In fact, each store has individually surpassed that benchmark. And when Kirby opens, the area moves. New leases get signed, foot traffic increases, developers benefit, cities benefit, from meaningful tax revenue to more active public and retail spaces. I've got some pictures and a video. So this is kind of a highlight reel, kind of giving you an idea of our space and how we operate. But our growth strategy, we've been highly intentional about our growth. We don't open locations just to add units. Kirby only works in the right kind of place. Dense residential areas, strong neighborhoods, and sites with enough land to support our footprint. That's why we've turned down far more deals than we've pursued. We've found success by partnering with great mixed-use developers. Our concept has consistently activated areas that led to meaningful foot traffic and new retail momentum, including adjacent retail developments that weren't originally planned until after we were open. We didn't just stumble onto Irving. We've evaluated dozens of sites across DFW for the last 3 to 4 years. And this is the one that checks every box. It's the best location we've seen for what we do. That's why we're here tonight, ready to commit. We're not here to test the waters, we're here to win. And it's our top priority, it's our top site in the metro, and the first we'd like to officially announce with your approval tonight, as we are actively exploring other options in the DFW Metroplex. This particular site is unique and only viable for us as part of a thoughtful mixed-use development with multifamily on site. Without that component, we simply won't be able to make the project work. But with it, we have the chance to do something really special, something that aligns with the city's vision and gives residents a fresh, exciting place to gather and connect. We're genuinely fired up about this opportunity. We'd love for Irving to be where we plant our flag in North Texas and show what Kirby can become, shaped by the people who live here. Before I close, I just want one more important point. Because of the size and the volume we handle and the amount of time and care each location requires, we simply can't juggle multiple developments at once. It's taken us nearly a decade to build just 4 locations. Each one is a long-term commitment. So while we're fully committed to Irving and believe this is the right project in the right place, if we're not able to move forward tonight, I can't say with certainty that this opportunity will still be available in Irving in 6 months. We're actively engaged in other projects across the DFW Metroplex, and once we commit elsewhere, we're all in. We want that commitment to be here today for Irving. Thank you again for your time and consideration, and I'm happy to answer any questions you have.
Sinead, do we have any other speakers?
No, sir.
Council questions?
Have a motion.
No questions? I'd entertain a motion.
Motion to deny case 2025-94 CP.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, would you please vote? And the motion passes 7-2. That takes us to item number 32. Kayla, do we really need to?
It renders it moot, but you can vote on it if you desire.
That's what I assumed. Okay, that takes us to item number 33, which is 202567ZC, considering a zoning change from PUD Valley Ranch CN Neighborhood Planned Unit Development Valley Ranch Neighborhood Commercial to PUD Valley Ranch for SP1 RAB Planned Unit Development Valley Ranch for detailed site plan restaurant with the attended accessory uses of the sale of alcoholic beverages for on-premise consumption at 9400 North MacArthur Boulevard, Suite 146 and 150.
Move for approval.
We have a motion and a second for approval. Would you please vote? And it passes 8-1. Items number 34 and 35 have been asked to be postponed indefinitely. So item number 34, which is 202569ZC, if I would entertain a motion for indefinite postponement.
Motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Would you please vote? And it passed unanimously. And the second one is 202570CUP. I'd entertain a motion on the indefinite postponement as well.
So moved.
We have a motion and a second. Would you please vote? And it passes unanimously. And that brings us to the mayor's report. I'm going to take a minute here to just say thank you to a couple of council members that have are not running for reelection or have termed out. Brad, thank you for your commitment to the city. We'll have you back at a time when we can spend some time with you and share some of the information that we are so fortunate that you're willing to do for the community. I'm beginning to feel like maybe I'm a bad omen. You left after your term ended earlier when I was mayor, and now you're leaving again. So I hope you're still around to work with us. We appreciate all that you do in the community. Kyle, it's been a true privilege for 9 years to spend the time with you and your commitment, bringing a different perspective of the nonprofits and how and the work that they do within our community, and really your commitment to your neighborhood as we have gone through the process of the drainage improvements in that area, your commitment to making sure that the neighborhood knew what was going on, and very much appreciative, as well as chairing the finances the last couple of years as well. I know that always takes a little more time and to do because you have several meetings, but wanted to also extend my appreciation to you for all that you have done to serve the city of Irving as well. So if we could give a round of applause for these two gentlemen. No other business before us. We'll stand adjourned.